I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. We continue on to page 20 and then to page 21 as we continue in the Grade 4 Discovering Music Theory workbook looking at the alto clef. And here at the top of page 20 we get the opportunity to try drawing some. Now very often times in printed music there's all sorts of lovely italic fonts going on, italicised printing. Of course with our humble pencil we don't need to do that. And I tend to just make sure the important point is we've got like a little double bar line, and then that's the important bit showing that the clef is around this middle line showing middle C, because actually there are other clefs that we'll look at in later grades that have moved in a different position. So the important thing is showing that this is middle C, and then just put some little curly bits there. I've seen all sorts of different arrangements. I've seen this, which I find a little too minimalist. So I prefer to just make sure that's there, and then you can always kind of bolden up a little bit if you like, but don't worry about being too kind of close to the printed version. It's just not really applicable with a pencil. And then we just get to do a little bit of comparison, similar to the work we've done before, but we need to just respond to these questions, being very careful to keep our pitch at the correct octave. So always keep middle C as your reference point. So is it true or false that A is one octave higher than B? So here's middle C. Here's the D, and with the octave above that. So B, here's middle C, and we're on this D. So it is true that A, and it all follows suit, is indeed an octave higher than B. Is it true or false that B and C are the same pitch? So here's the D above middle C. Here's the F below middle C. All the rest is below middle C. And so if that's middle C, that's the D above middle C. And then we go 1, 3, 5 below middle C. 1, 3, 5 below middle C. That's the F. Stepping upwards and then just a third down. So yeah, that's true. They are exactly the same pitch. Is it true or false that C is 2 octaves lower than A? So A, here's middle C, here's the D, we're an octave above that. It's just 1 octave higher, not 2. So that's false, it's only 1 octave. Ooh, that 8, dear me. Okay, so perhaps now you can just try this next one. Or 2 indeed. So I'm hoping you've had a go of these. Just keeping a clear head and just carefully pegging out the octaves. So is it true that A is 1 octave lower than C? So if this is middle C, that's the B below it. Here's your clue, middle C, there's the D above it. So let's have a look at C. So if A is the B below middle C, then we have this B, then we have this B. In actual fact, that's false because it's 2 octaves lower. Is it true or is it false that A and B are the same pitch? So let's have a look. So here's middle C, there's the B below it, there's middle C, there's the D above it. So there's middle C, there's B below it, there's middle C, the D above it, down a third, down a fourth. So actually, yes, that's true. Is it true or false that C is 2 octaves higher than B? Well, we've already answered that, because if those two are the same, and we already know that that's 2 octaves apart from that, but let's just double check. So B is a step below middle C, that's the C, that's the B, octave, octave, of course it's true. I'm overthinking, just being extra careful. And then finally, is it true or is it false that B is 2 octaves higher than A? So if this is middle C, C, D, E, F, G, A, that's the A above middle C. So here's middle C, C, D, E, F, G, A. That's where this one is. And then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's just an octave. Not 2, it's just 1 octave. That's all. Is it true or is it false that none of these are at the same pitch? So we know that's a different octave. So what about this one? Well, this is the higher octave. This is the A just above middle C. So where's this one? So if this is middle C, this is actually an octave lower and then an octave lower again. So yes, it's 2 octaves different. So yeah, it's true that they're all at different pitch. Now, is it true or false that C is 3 octaves lower than A? Well, actually, we've just looked at that, haven't we? We've just seen that it's 2. Let's just double check that. So here's the A above middle C. And then here is the A below that. And then here again, so it's just 1, 2. It's 3 different A's, but there's only 2 octaves, not 3. So that's false. It's only 2 octaves. And then I just want to just turn over the page, because whilst we're on this topic of the alto clef, we have the opportunity to rewrite this melody in a different clef. However, we need to make sure it's an octave higher. So we're doing what's called transposition. We're transposing it by an octave and we're changing the clef. And the reason we would be changing the clef is an octave higher. We're going to be having lots and lots of ledger lines. And so we change to treble clef so that we don't have too many ledger lines. And so let's just think about this. And so we're always going to be thinking about where is middle C. So here's middle C. In fact, oh, they've drawn the bar lines for us. That's very helpful. So I'm not going to worry about stems or anything. I'm just going to get the note heads in place. First of all, there's enough to be thinking about. And then also, I'm going to make sure that I keep the note heads aligned with the given note heads, just so I don't get out of sync and don't lose track. And also that way I'll know that everything is properly aligned and positioned, the spacing will be correct. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 below middle C. So if we take that up an octave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that will be the D above middle C. And so we're going to be here. And then you notice that we just go up a step, up a step. Now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a fourth. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's got to be flattened. And actually, do you notice it just looks like we've gone up one step? Just visually, it looks like we're one step up because we've changed octaves and clefs. We're just actually writing the next step up on the stave. It's quite confusing visually, isn't it? But because of all of the changes in clef and octave, that's the way it's worked. However, we'll keep lots of double checks. So one step down, and it takes us to here. And then here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4 steps up, 1, 2, 3, 4 steps up, which takes us to here. So there's a clue. Now up a third. And again, we can see we're just one step out, next or down a step, next or down a step. Now we can just do a bit of a double check here because we've had this note before. So let's make sure we're in the same place. So we are, so we've not gone astray, have we? And so here we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, it just looks like we're a step out. Next door note down. Tied. Next door note down. And if you notice, we've had this note again here. So it should be the same note, that's correct. And then down a step. Oh, that's not a step, I'm copying. Down a step. And so we've had this note here before, here, and that's the E. And let's just double check. C, B, A, G, F, E, E, that's correct. So that's all the hard thinking done, and you can see how I've used intervals of distance, looking at steps and how far apart. I've double checked to see that the notes are consistent. That's like a last double check. And then, you know, just check the note names as well to make sure, because it's unlikely that you'll go an absolute whole octave out once you've got going. And so all I've got to do now is put the stems. So we've got to decide whether the stems go up or down. Most likely it'll follow what's happened here because we're only actually one step out on the stave, aren't we? So I might as well just copy. That could go either way, couldn't it? But theirs has gone up, so let's just go up. This is going to go down. That's got to go up. Don't forget to tie, otherwise it's not quite the same. And then there's our final note. And so we'll leave it here for this one and we'll look at the next section in the next lesson. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee, and for advert-free lessons, you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.